All right, Phoebe, let's check out a few of your turns up here at the bottom of kind of a south bowl. Starting off right here. Pretty good stance. I like that. I like the fact here, producing some angles, kind of dropping the hip in, right? Still maintaining relatively level shoulders. I know we talked about, level hips the other day, and, that is kind of the goal. It is difficult going on high speed using some inclination and dropping the hip in, but at slower speeds in our drills, we want to strive for that, and that's something that we, really can't produce. Like here, you could see, your hip is in, but I think that's okay, given the fact that you're moving fast, you dropped your hip in, still maintaining level shoulders. That's a good job. On this side, whoops, let's find you here. And maybe because the hill falls away a little bit to your right, skier's right, maybe it made it more difficult, but I see less angles here than the other side. So there's less hip dropping in and less, kind of less level shoulders. This side, it's pretty good. Producing some angles there. That's what we want to see. You drop the hip in, long outside leg, short inside leg. I can't see completely here, but I think I'd like to see the inside knee rolled up a little more to match the angle. It looks to me like it's a little A-framey, but I can't really see it that well. But fairly level shoulders and dropping the hip in. That's producing angles. That's what we want. That's a great job. Again, this side, I don't know if because the hill's fallen away that it gave you more trouble, but when the hill falls away, we got to compensate for that. We can't just fall into the inside. And here, it kind of looks like you're doing that. It's okay to use some inclination here, but then we got to actively level, reach out over the downhill ski, which you're really not doing, drop the hip in, level out the shoulders, and here you're kind of leaning in, all the way through that turn. And because the hip never got dropped in, this is where I think you have, where I'd say you're kind of always, looks like you're dropping into a tuck, because now the hip is, not to the inside. It's, you're following your skis, and it's kind of over your skis. So, I know you don't want to stand tall, so you drop down into, like a squat. But, a couple good turns there. That's cool. Let's keep working on that. Dropping the hip in, and keep working on those drills we worked on. That's going to help you produce those angles and really, have a much more mobile hip is what we're looking for. You tend to lock it up a bit, kind of like we just saw in these right footers, and really want to, have a more flexible and mobile hip throughout your turn. So, work on those drills, the Heisman, the Schlopies, hands on the hips, using going some nice slow round GS turns, making sure we feel that inside hip lift at the top of the turn, trying to maintain level hips throughout. And when we're going slow, we do want that. When we're going fast, well, that's a different story. Good job, though.